Thanks for joining me. I'm Teresa Crawley from Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Today I'm going to show you a 2018 Newmar Ventana. This is the floor plan 4369. So I'll give you a few specs as you check out the lay of the land and the colors that were chosen in here. I have to say, a really classic palette, something that you're not going to get tired of after 5 or 10 years. This is an affordable coach with all of the high-end amenities that you could need in a motorhome. We have a tankless water heater, which also is your furnace. This is all electric, so you don't have to hassle with any propane and filling that back up. We've got a 400 horsepower Cummins XC series, the Cummins 400 horsepower on a Freightliner, we have an Allison 6-speed transmission. We also have a steerable tag axle that's going to give you a really excellent turning radius. And as with all of Newmar diesel pushers, we have the Comfort Drive steering added to this coach, which makes it exceptionally easy and comfortable to drive. You're going to be able to take much tighter corners than you're used to if you're driving another brand. It's also just going to be a very smooth, easy ride. You can turn these around at an intersection, do a U-turn. I've done it many times. You can also drive this with one finger. It's just an awesome machine. Right now, we're going to look at the amenities that we have inside the coach. If you're somebody who wants to spend a lot of time inside, maybe see the country, or actually live in this full time, this would be a great coach for you. So starting in the living room area, we do have one sleeping situation that you can use. Nobody needs to know that this turns into a trifold sofa, but it does. If you do choose to have somebody come along with you, this is going to be your only additional sleeping besides the master bedroom area. Then we do have a Sony flat screen TV. This TV will go down at the push of a button. If you choose to not be watching TV at the time, or if you choose to be watching the TV that happens to be over the driver and passenger area. Now, you might be wondering, why would I have 2 TVs in such a small space? The reason is not so you can watch it while you're driving, because obviously that's not a good idea. But if you wanted to watch 2 different things at one time, 2 different sports games, or have one person maybe playing a video game and the other one watching a program, you can do that in this coach. You're not losing a lot of storage, so a lot of people do choose to option that in. Directly across from here, we do have 2 recliners. And what's so great about the recliners is they're not only super comfortable, but they can be moved around. So if you wanted to move it to the middle of the coach, take it out altogether, if you had some dog kennels that you needed to put somewhere, this is something you can do without damaging the carpet or the floor, and just put it right back in when you need it in there again. And these, of course, swivel and recline as well. So super nice feature. And then, of course, you have a table here with a little bit of storage. Really nice area to sit in the evening, watch some TV. I wanted to show you how these blinds work in this coach as well, because Newmar doesn't skimp on anything. We, of course, have a day and a night shade. And these are manually deployable all the way around the coach. And then we have the night shade, which is a full darkening shade as well. In the front cab, they're going to be electric, and I'll show you that when we get up here. But in the back area, these are all going to be manual. What's great about them, they don't make noise when you're driving down the road, so they're not going to clang like your blinds would. We, of course, have some storage up in all of this area, and I can open these real quick for you so you can get a good shot of how much space you have. The previous owner was very courteous and left all the manuals and parts and pieces for this coach. So we're going to see this bag full of manuals, and then we have another one as well. So lots of information. You won't feel like lost when you buy this coach. A little bit more here. And then, of course, above this dinette here, you may notice there's a fuzzy, it's kind of a carpeting type of a thing. That's going to help with rattles, noise, things shifting and moving when you're turning corners, things like that. It's just a nice extra thing that Newmar does that you don't necessarily see when you first walk in the coach, but it's going to make your life a lot easier when you are traveling. Here we have a really comfortable booth dinette. The reason I love this dinette so much is because it's got a really nice cushioned bolstered back here. So if you wanted to sit here and visit with whoever's making dinner, you can have this really nice area for a really comfortable conversation area. Then here we have a table. It does not go down to make a bed, but it does pull out, and there are 2 additional leaves included that match this. So you can actually put 2 chairs here, have a really nice social area, play cards, have dinner. And those extra pieces are right here. Now, we'll probably put them under the bed before delivery, but they are there. And this is all going to be Corian solid surface counters throughout the whole coach. They don't cheap out in the bathrooms or anything like that. Now, under each of these seats, we have these really nice pull-out storage spaces. Great place to put your frying pans and things like that. And one on this side as well. Same thing. And they do self-lock when you close them. So that's what that noise is there. Moving into the kitchen, we do have this pull-out island. Now this can be put away when you're not using it, but it really makes a nice little extra prep space or a great place to put hors d'oeuvres, things like that. And then of course these are going to be full extension, pull-out drawers. Some more of those nice carpeted shelves. These are adjustable. You can put them at different heights if it works better for you. Up here we have just a little one, but I think it'd be great for spices. And then we have convection microwave oven. So you can actually bake in here if you wanted to make a pizza or some cookies, things like that. Because this coach is all electric, we don't have a gas cooktop. This is an induction cooktop. And on the opposite side of the covers, we have cutting boards. So a little bit of space saving there. The other thing that Newmar does that I think is so clever is they make this removable so you can actually cook outside with it. So you wanted to make some bacon, take it outside, have a nice little party outside, cook up some things while you're out there, or just leave it here. What's up to you? We have a really great counter depth as well. So this goes back pretty far. You're going to be able to fit a coffee pot, no problem. I see people using little stickies to keep it in place when you're traveling, or you can just put it away when you're done while traveling. This is a great drawer for, say, your utensils and things like that. And you'll notice Newmar does all their drawers so they come as far out as possible. I think that's just so great. Down here we have a dishwasher. Talk about spoiled in a motorhome. Love it. And then here we have a pull-out tray. So you can reach the things that you're storing way in the back. This is that other folder full of manuals that's right here. You, of course, can move that or remove it once you're in ownership of the coach, but that's where we usually keep it. Directly above, I have an exhaust fan, so that's going to suck out any smoke or anything from your cooking. Newmar always covers their exhaust fans and their air conditioning units with these beautiful wood covers, just to make it look a little more residential high-end. You'll notice right here, this is one of your air conditioning covers. There are 3 of them in this coach, and what's so clever about them is the filter is integrated in here. You can just pop this down, and then their filter, you just rinse it out with water. So you don't have to mess with buying new filters all the time, replacing them, things like that. It's just a piece of basically fabric that you can rinse out and then stick it right back up, and you've got clean filters in your house. Awesome. I just can't say enough good things about Newmar. Moving over here, we have a residential Whirlpool refrigerator. We do have water in the door. This is going to be much deeper than an RV refrigerator freezer. It also has a filter in that for the water that comes out. And then here's your freezer, 2 nice drawers, ice maker. And then there's a lock here. So when you are traveling down the road, your doors aren't going to fly open and your milk's not going to be on the floor. They thought of everything. Over here we have a really nice lit pantry. These are adjustable shelves, so you can put them at different heights if you choose to, or remove some altogether if you have taller items that you need to fit in there. So that's it for the kitchen area. In this hall here, I do have some lights. I have a fantastic fan controller. I also have a hookup for a vacuum. So this house has a central house vacuum. This is where you would plug in a hose, like more of a traditional vacuum, and those parts are included here. This is a kick plate, and how you work that is you would sweep to it and then kick it. It's going to suck all the debris, and it goes into a bag in the basement, which we'll see when we start opening those basement doors. Here we have a half bath. And you'll notice this door is kind of funny. The reason that this door is funny is so that when the slides are all in, say you're at a rest stop or something, you can't put your slides out, you're going to be able to get into this bathroom a lot easier because the door is not coming out, or honestly, the door would probably hit your refrigerator if the slides were in. So that's why they do this. It's funny, but it's really clever actually. Coming into the half bath, we have ceramic toilets in both of our baths. Then we have your fuses up here. It's going to be hard for us to see that. There we go. And some storage here. We also have another exhaust fan overhead with a rain sensor. If it starts raining, it's going to close that up so you're not getting leaks in here. Then here we of course have a little medicine cabinet. Cute little bowl sink. We have your water pump switch here, your heater fan, and then you've got some lights and the fantastic fan controller. Down here, a little bit more storage. Great space if you have guests. Or like I said, if your slides are all in, you're not going to be able to get to your rear bathroom. So here is your divider door for the master, and it does lock into place when you're not using it. It will also lock on the side when you have it out. And the master bedroom. We have a rounded corner king size sleep number bed. Sleep number, for those of you who don't know, there are 2 bladders in here full of air. And so the person sleeping on this side can have a very different firmness of their bed than the person sleeping on this side. And you'll even be able to see it right now. This one's up a little higher than this one is here. So just depending on your comfort level, you can have a really great sleeping situation. I have one of these at home and I love it. On the sides here, we do have a little space to put whatever, your phone, your water bottle, etc. You have charging places and 110 outlets there, and a little bit of storage down there. And it's going to be replicated on both sides. Then we of course have your light controls here. We do have a speaker control, so if you want to hear the sound from up there, you can turn the speaker on back here. And then we have lots of extra storage up here. Again, carpeted for vibration and shifting. Now that's going to be the same on that side, but under here, just so you know, there is a switch for security lights for outside. When you go to bed, you go, oh, I forgot to turn the lights on. You can do that really easily right there. And then of course, reading light switches there as well. These are openable windows, so you can get a cross breeze going in here. Now directly across from us, we do have, of course, another flat screen TV. You can never have too many TVs in a motorhome, I've found. So we've got that here, we've got our emergency exit, and then we have 5 drawers here. These again are going to be really nice and deep, pull out really well, and just for measure, that's my hand and, well, about 2 hands worth in there, deep wise. Now the previous owner got a little creative and they made their own shelves here. These of course are removable. And then there's a hanging rack here as well. So if you choose to use this as a shirt closet, you can do that, or you can just use it for folding things. These of course are adjustable. And I also like that they light up when you open the doors. All right, heading into the master bathroom, you'll see we do have a mirror here. Some people don't like that they have a mirror here, but I have to say, you're gonna need a full-length mirror somewhere. If you're gonna get ready to go anywhere, want to make sure, you know, your shirt's tucked in right. this is a great idea, but of course you can remove it or cover it. We again have one of these sliding locking doors for privacy. And this back bathroom is really the crown glory, why everyone wants the 4369 floor plan. It starts here with a stackable washer and dryer. Not like your old all-in-one washer dryer that really stink to use. This can fit more capacity. You can also remove stuff and hang it on a clothesline, things like that. So a much better situation. We also have a huge shower back here. Right now we have a shower, we have everything winterized since it's getting cold here, but there's a place for your soap, shampoo, etc. And then of course that's down there because of the winterizing, your sprayer. There is another little thing in here that I wanted to point out that Newmar started doing, which was so clever. It's called the water miser system or aqua miser. It's this little blue light here. So when you tell the shower, I want it at this warmth or whatever your preferred warmth is, the water's not going to come out of the faucet until it's that warm. When it gets that warm, then the light comes on. It'll say it's at your happy, and then you can turn this knob and it'll start releasing the water. That way you're not letting all that cold or not quite warm enough water just get wasted and go down the drain. Really helpful when you're you know, you only have 105 gallons, which is a lot, but I'm just saying the less you have to go refill that, the better. So really clever, plus just more environmentally friendly. We do also have a skylight in here. So this is a really tall shower for you taller folks. You're going to be able to fit in here and shower easily. Lock that there. Over here, obviously another porcelain toilet, but behind it, we have an emergency exit door. This is another one of those things Newmar does that I just think is so smart. They overbuild for you because it, you know, gives them a good conscience. It makes people feel safer. So say there is a fire in the coach and you can't get out that front door or out of the emergency exit. This whole door is going to open for you, has a ladder that deploys, and you can climb down safely, or you can get your pets out safely. And when we go outside, we'll see how low this is to the ground, so you could even jump out without being injured. I love that Newmar does that and thinks ahead. Directly above me, we have another one of those exhaust fans. These are really great in cooling down a coach. Say it's been sitting for a while in the summertime. You turn these 3 fans on and you're going to have quite a dramatic temperature drop very quickly. So love that they included that as well. Over here we have this enormous closet, which we're going to get to, but down at the bottom here we have a safe. We have some vacuum components sitting there, and then some shelving, which again is adjustable or removable. And this closet does go all the way through. There are just doors that are at different spots. So take a good look in there. You've got some really great shoe storage or handbag storage, sweaters. Over here, shelving. And that goes as far as it can possibly go to the other side of the coach. This coach is about 8.5 feet wide. So you can get quite a bit of stuff in this back closet here. So we have 2 sinks back here. This is a very big deal for couples that are traveling together. They don't have to relegate the husband to the tiny bathroom there to shave every morning. He can be here and have a little bit more space. Both sides here have really great medicine cabinets with, again, that carpeting, but they're also going to go back further than you can see on the camera here. So about another whole handful on all of these shelves. You can continue to put products back there. More storage. And these, of course, come out all the way. 3 more that are this size going down. And then underneath, that's the space that you're going to have on either side there. You may have noticed the floor looks like wood. That is a porcelain tile floor, and it was borrowed from a King Air. What I mean by that is they optioned it in, paid a little extra to have that nice wood floor look from the King Air line. And I think it's a really nice look. All right, I'm going to put the slides in, and then we will head to the front, check out the driving area. So the back slide, which is this bed, is right here on this panel. They always want to put it close to where you can keep a good eye on what you're doing. Make sure you're not hitting a tree or something that's out the window. So it's really nice that you can keep an eye on that. It's a good reminder to keep your eyes up. So this is a 3-slide unit. This one that's on my left here is the full wall slide, and it goes all the way up to behind the driver's seat and all the way back to where this mirror is. And when this full wall slide is deployed, it is going to touch this bed. So that's what I was talking about with not being able to use that back bathroom. You'll be able to see that when I get that put away. Now I'm going to put that away so it's safe for travel. You always want to check around and make sure you don't have anything that's going to fly open or cause a problem for you. And then we're going to check out the driver area. Now, for those of you who don't know, both of these front seats will turn completely around. So this can be used as more of your living room area, but for now they're in driver position. Now these have power, back, forth, up, down, tilt, all kinds of things going on. And we also have a footrest on both of these. So when they are turned around and you're using them as your living room chairs, this is going to be one of your footrests here, and it is powered. You cannot deploy that while driving. The driver can't, but passengers certainly can have a more leisurely drive. And then up here in the cab area, I'm just going to turn this on to accessory so you can get a good look at what's going on here. So starting from the left, we have your HWH auto levelers. Push a button, hit auto level, and it's going to level you very quickly. In reverse, I'll retract, and it'll just pull up those jacks for you. There are 4 feet that come down. It is going to get you completely level, so that's a really handy thing to have. You do have the ability to dump your tag. You don't necessarily need to have that, but some people like to have the control themselves. But you do have an auto function there, so it'll just dump itself when you're in reverse. You have an engine brake here on and off, and you have low, medium, high. And then again, that's a 6-speed Allison transmission. Over here we have powered, heated side mirrors. And then your light systems, air horn on or off. And then battery boost is one of those things that I think every motorhome should have. Say your engine battery is getting very low or is dead, you can pull from your house batteries to get yourself started. And then once you're started, you're of course going to be charging that battery back up. Let's see. I wanted to show you, you have a great little panel here that's a pre-trip checklist. Really handy to have, so you can say, oh yeah, I got that done. Now I'm going to check my tow vehicle. Yep, got that done. But when you turn this to the side, to the left side, you'll have odometer, generator hours, things like that. So I wanted you to see, we have less than an hour on our generator, but we have 48,500-ish miles on this coach. So really low miles for a 2018. Pretty good shape. I'm not going to tell you that it's cosmetically perfect, but really affordable, great price for what you're getting. You know, you've got a 400 horsepower Cummins. This thing is going to drive so nice. So if you're interested, we can get into more detail, and I will even go around with my camera and show you any flaws that I find. If you're out of state or it's a far drive for you, I'm more than happy to do that. I will smell a coach. I will point out any paint chips or any damage that happens to be on it, just so you're not wasting your time. I don't have any interest in trying to trick people into buying things. I want you to know in full confidence what you're getting and what you're getting for a good price. So please call me, and I'm more than happy to do that. Moving on, we of course have your backup, and your side view cameras are going to populate here as well when you turn your blinker on. So that's my left turn signal I just turned on. It'll do the same on the right side, but that's your reverse. You can keep that on at all times if you have a tow vehicle, or if you just want to be aware of what's going on behind you. It's a great idea to have that. This is your comfort drive that I was talking about earlier. This makes driving this so easy. It's an electronic assist that measures what kind of force you're putting on the steering wheel. So then it can take over for you and do the work for you. You're going to be less exhausted after driving and less nervous, really, because it's just such an easy drive. I compare it to a coach that doesn't have comfort drive. It's like my grandpa's farm pickup truck driving, versus this is like driving a Cadillac. It's so smooth and just, it's a pleasure to drive, honestly. It builds your confidence because you know that it's going right. You're going to be able to turn okay. You're not going to be in harm's way. So love that feature. Over here, this is just a basic audio system. I believe that the customer who owned this before took out the navigation system and chose to do a Bluetooth situation. You of course can change that out if you choose to, or you can just Bluetooth your navigation through here. Down here we have your powered visor. Really handy that you don't have to look away from the road to get that down. And then we have your powered shade. Your shade is your night shade. And it'll only go down halfway when the coach is turned on. That way, in case someone accidentally pushes that button, you're not going to wreck being blind. You do have overhead fans here. Those are mostly for defrost, but they do actually help cool you down up here even when it's hot. And they can be high, medium, low. Generator start or preheat right here, and then your front fan as well. Now here we have a cell phone charging station. You just set your phone there and it will charge. And then we have a little bit of storage up here for your sunflower seeds, you know, whatever it is you need. All right, we're going to move on. Now the passenger seat has a few niceties that the driver does not have, or does not need for that matter. For one thing, the steps are going to come up and make a flat floor with the push of a button. So it doesn't feel like your feet are dangling or you're going to fall down this stairwell when you're driving. You could even deploy this at other times when you don't want your dog to fall down the steps or something like that. So this is how this works. It's a very easy push a button, and it's of course another solid surface piece. You can stand on it and it's safe. So that's what that's like when it's deployed. Then of course we have a little table here. Now this is really nice if you want to use your laptop or write in a journal, have a sandwich, what have you. Really nice to have this here. Some people don't like it or don't want to use it, and it does come out pretty easily as well. But I think it's kind of clever that they have that there. It feels like an airplane. Oops, goes that way. And then over here we have some light controls, patio light, map light, and then house lights. So when you are coming in the coach, you've been gone for a while, you can flip this switch easily and it'll turn a good amount of these living room lights on or off. Step cover button is right here as I was showing you before. And then you'll see right next to where my finger is, unlock and lock. That's for your basement doors. And then we have cargo lights here as well. Over here we do have more of those shades, so you can put those down, of course. The other great thing Newmar does for the passenger is you can see that we have your screen door here and your main door here, and you can see completely through. There's no screen. Well, the screen is retractable, so you can put this away when you're driving, or riding I should say, so that you have a much better view of the scenery. Also, it is a little bit helpful for the driver to be able to see out of this side a little more clearly. So love that they do that. I don't know of any other brand that does that. I just think it's so, just an extra. They tend to overbuild so that not necessarily the moment you see it on the lot you have to buy it, but after you've owned a Newmar, you tend to keep owning Newmars. You always are going to want to be a repeat buyer because you know those features aren't available anywhere else. So I'm going to go back, put these 2 slides in that are still out, and then we can check out the outside area. So this is your full wall slide on the driver's side coming in. It's huge, which is part of what makes this such an open concept motorhome. Most motorhomes are going to have 4 slides. The mid bathroom section is going to be very, very cut off in a 4 slide. This full wall slide lets you see all the way to the back of the coach. Another thing Newmar does, which you don't necessarily see, but I can see right now, is they do a really good gasket, I would call it, or seal around the slide. So when it's in or out, you're not going to be hearing that wind noise. You're not going to be getting a draft. Now that kitchen slide's coming in. Newmar is known for the quality of their slides, very, very dependable. There are a lot of other brands that use lesser quality, and you hear a lot about slide complications, nightmares, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to show you real quick how easy it is to get through here. And another thing that I didn't point out is that these recliners can be put sideways, and then you'll have even more room to get through here. But I can also push this back a little bit. There. So then I have even more room to get through, or if you have dogs in here. So really easy to get through here. This is your tightest spot right here. But I can still get into this bathroom, as I was showing you before, the funny door. So I can get in here easily. I can also get into the refrigerator. No problem. So if you tell me to go make you a sandwich, I can. I might not like it, but all right, let's go check out the outside. I really like the paint job that was chosen for this. It's not too dark. It's not going to show dirt too much. You'll notice those steps go out automatically when I open the door. That can be turned off if you choose to not have them come in and out every time you open the door. You can do that as well. You may have heard when we very first started this video a doorbell ring. The reason they have that, it seems silly, but honestly these are so well insulated, you couldn't hear someone knocking on the door if you were in the kitchen or further back. So having a doorbell makes a lot of sense. This is a programmable door code, so you can get in and out without keys. Also really handy. You can also program this to unlock and lock your basement doors. So all the stuff down here nobody else can get into. Super great. We do have 100-gallon capacity of diesel fuel here. And then we'll start looking at storage. These also are going to be carpeted, so keeping down on the vibration, moving around, things breaking down there. You have a plug-in down there if you wanted to put a freezer, or even like a Traeger smoker I've seen down here that's on a pull-out tray. That's something that is very easy to do to make this more your own. Here we have another flat screen Sony TV and a Bose soundbar. We do have an awning out here. I deployed it earlier, but it went back in because we have quite a bit of wind here in Colorado today. So unfortunately, you don't get to see that. Right below that first awning, you'll see there's another black piece. That is your slide topper. And what that does is keep debris out. When your slide is out, it'll keep debris from going inside and compromising that gasket that we were talking about earlier. Also keeping snow and water from going inside the slide area. And then also a really nice extra is that these manual window awnings were added. So that third black piece going down is just for that window. So we pull that down with a rod and it really gives some nice shade. All right, second bay door, we have a really nice pull-out. These pullouts come out about 60%, and it'll go out to either side of the coach, so I can pull it out on the driver's side as well. But again, nice and carpeted for vibration's sake. This is the pull that you pull down that manual awning for, just so you know what this piece is. And then this tray goes back really easily. Really takes advantage of all the space under there, so you can store things way back that you don't need very often, but it's also going to save your back when you're having to crawl in and get things that are stored a little bit further back. This one they left empty, and the reason that you would do that, not put a tray here, is because it does take up a little bit of height storage. So one in, one out, I think is a good idea, but we can always add another one at a later date if you decide that that's what you really like. You'll notice that these slides are flush, so really nice look, but also keeping all that stuff out we were talking about earlier. We have another one of those pull-out trays here, but this one is shorter because on the opposite side is your hydronic heating system. Also down here is where we have the rest of your central vacuum. So this is where you're going to change your bags and empty those out. You can also plug in the vacuum pieces to vacuum out the basement, which I think is pretty clever as well. If you have something messy down here like firewood, that's going to be really easy to get cleaned up. Here is where your water tank is behind here. It's housed back behind this pegboard. That's why it's not a very deep storage place, but they thought, well, what can we do with this 4 or 5 inches? They made it for a tool hiding place. You can also put some fluids in there. So they're just doing the best they can with the little bit of space they have, which Newmar is great at. Oh, I'm gonna go back to that later. Again, steerable tag. Got 8 tires on here, so you're going to get a really good ride. Back here is our battery disconnect for our engine and our engine batteries. Don't worry, we'll explain all this to you upon delivery. We do a really thorough walkthrough with our technician. We have 15,000 pounds of towing capacity here, so you can bring a Jeep, a boat, a trailer, whatever it is that you're wanting. And then we do have engine access here. This does have a rear radiator, so you would have to take the radiator part off to get to the actual engine, but they did leave the important pieces out. So you've got access to these things here, your oil, transmission fluids, etc. This is something we don't see very often on these diesel pushers anymore, and that's a ladder. I really like that they have this on here. Otherwise, you're going to have to bring one along with you. And the reason that you would want that is to just check for debris on top of the coach to make sure that the seals are intact, you don't have any holes in your roof, things like that. You should not be getting up there very often, probably once a year to check, unless you know there's debris up there, then you're going to need to get up there and clear it. But it is handy to have that there. We also have your backup camera located right above the Ventana emblem there. All right, a little bit of a storage place here. We also have your plug-in for your engine preheat. This is that emergency exit door that was in the master bathroom. So you can see if you had to jump, which you don't because you have a ladder, but if you did, if we were in a really big hurry, it's not that far down. It's a lot better than an emergency exit window is going to be a lot higher up. So really great safety feature. We've got another smaller bay here. Again, they're just giving you as much as they can. Right here is where your DEF fluid goes. I like that it has a gauge right there so you know exactly how much time you have before you're going to need to refill that. And in general terms, it's about once every 3 diesel fuel ups. So every 3rd time that you're going to be filling up your tank, you're going to need to fill up your DEF. Here we have just a little storage compartment. You could keep some gloves or something like that from dumping. And this is your water station. So we have an outdoor shower, a very easy to use, comprehensive thing here. So these are etched in, so you're not going to lose what's what. You're going to know exactly what's going on here. They did a really good job with that. This is a whole house water filter. It's disconnected right now again because we are winterized. And then we have retractable water hose. You just push a button to get that pulled back in. Really, really nice feature, especially when it's cold, muddy, wet outside. Now we also have that for your 50 amp plug-in. So 50 foot, 50 amp cord, and it is on an electric power reel. You just push a button and that's gonna suck in for you. Now we have your surge protector with transfer switch already integrated, and a light and a little cable box here. So if you wanted to hook up, if you were at an RV park that had that available, that's where you would hook that up. This is your tankless water heater, also known as hydronic heating. So this is going to provide your furnace or your house heat. It also is going to be your hot water heater. So it's dual functionality. It's very efficient, very clean burning. It's a great, great system. It also allows you to not have propane on here in a 10-gallon water heater. For those of you who have been camping for a while and have had a 10 or 6-gallon water heater, this is a game changer. You can have as long of a shower as you want hot. As long as you have water, it can be hot water. So you can take really nice, leisurely, warm showers and not have to wait half an hour for it to heat up again or anything like that. It's really a great system. This is definitely a high-end coach. So here's that pass-through storage without the tray again, just the other side. Here's the one that does have the tray. You'll notice this is a little lower, and that's because that full wall slide is on this side. So it's going to be a little bit less headroom on this side. Over here, these are going to be your house batteries. These were upgraded to be deep cycle. And we've got quite a few of them. 2, 4, 6, 8 batteries in there. That's quite a bit. You may have noticed that you had a diesel fuel fill on the other side. So you do have them on both sides. They go to the same tank, so you can fill them both at the same time, save you time at the pump. This does hold 100 gallons. And then over here, you've got more fuses, lots of wires, but don't get overwhelmed. They're marked really well so that the technician can save time when he's working on your coach and know exactly what he's doing. They're marked every few feet, so they know exactly what's going on. Then here, we're going to pop the hood, and under the hood is going to be your generator. There we go. So there we go. We've got an 8,000 quiet diesel Cummins owned generator. You can start it out here. You can also service it really easily. And that's pretty much it for this coach. I think it's a great deal for a really high-end amenities in a coach. Again, this is used. It's a 2018. Please call me to make sure it's still available. But if it's not, we do get a lot of really great trade-ins here because we are a Newmar full-line dealer. My name is Teresa Crawley. If you have any questions about this or any of our other coach, I would love to hear from you. Please call me directly. And you have a great rest of your day.